Welcome to the first Starscape development blog. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm really excited to make this video. I've been meaning to do something like this for quite a long time, uh, and missions seemed like a really great opportunity to start doing these more in-depth technical and um, just more content-filled videos instead of the short previews that I've been doing up until now. So, yeah, if you've been following the progress of Starscape on the Discord server, which I really highly recommend you do if you're following the game, I'll link that in the description below. Uh, but you know that I've been working on missions for a few weeks now. And yeah, I just wanted to show everyone sort of the progress, where we're at with missions, and what's going to come next, and what sort of work, what these missions are going to look like when you actually get to see them in game. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. So right now I'm in the marketplace on the Citadel, and I've just finished the onboarding tutorial that currently exists in the game, which uses the mission system. That tutorial covers things like mining, shooting, flying, landing, buying, selling items, very basic stuff that you need to know in order to actually play the game. But there are more things that you need to know to play Starscape effectively. And up until now, people have been learning them just through trial and error, which is great. But I thought it'd be a good idea, and a lot of the community suggested that I make more expanded tutorial missions. So the first expanded tutorial mission that I made is the combat tutorial. So if we go ahead and go into the missions tab here, there's a new mission. And you'll see that it's an introductory tutorial to get you used to the combat mechanics of the game. And our current objective is to go talk to Eros Torelli in the Corsic field office on the lower level of the Citadel. Another thing you're going to notice here is that there are new rewards for completion of missions. You can earn standing rewards as a reward, which is, I expect it to be the way that most people actually choose to gain faction standing in the future. So let's go ahead and start this mission. So we need to go down to the Corsic field office in the lower level. Here we are. Oh, one thing to note throughout this video, there's currently a bug where every character with hair has gray hair, so just put up with it for now. But yeah, entering the Corsic field office, you'll notice things are a lot different already I mean, there are a lot of small things. Oh, hey, dude. There are a lot of things that are different about it physically. This table has lights. There are screens over there. There are a couple new NPCs. One of the biggest changes is that this person used to be behind the desk, and they would sell you items and let you turn in items. I'm changing that so that the item turn-in item faction item purchasing is actually via terminal. It's more consistent with the way things work elsewhere in the game, like at the market, crafting, refining, all use terminals. And so this is going to use terminals as well. Been a few small UI updates here, but nothing major to really point out. And then this guy is useless now. So the other thing you're going to notice is these two exclamation marks over the heads of these two NPCs. We're going to leave the white one for later, but we're going to go ahead and talk to Eros Torelli here. The yellow exclamation mark means that he is one of the active goals for our mission. So yellow is sort of the color I've chosen for missions, and so this yellow exclamation mark means that he's related to our mission. So we'll go ahead and talk to him. I'll go ahead and read all of these. I haven't seen you around here before. Are you new to the Citadel? And we have a couple options here. So I've implemented a branching dialogue system, which is similar to a lot of RPGs. I specifically drew some inspiration from The Witcher 3. And so we can answer a few ways. So we'll answer truthfully. No, I come here all the time, literally every day of my life. Strangely, we haven't run into each other before now. It's a big station, but not that big. I'm Captain Eros Torelli. I manage the day-to-day security operations for the Citadel. I would love to stay and chat more, but we're currently in the midst of a minor crisis. So similarly to certain games, blue options will continue the dialogue or continue the mission. White dialogue options will just end the conversation. So we're going to go ahead and continue here. Anything I can do to help? You know, I really shouldn't accept help from a civilian, but our security forces are stretched a little thin. We lost contact with one of our patrols several hours ago. It was a routine mission, nothing out of the ordinary, or so we thought. Anyway, all our local pilots are off taking care of other matters, and long-range comms are undergoing maintenance. I have no other options. If you're willing to help me find that missing patrol, I can compensate you for your time. And we have a few options again. Happy to do what I can to help, Captain. So it gives us a little send-off, transferring the relevant data to our compad, giving us some encouragement. And you'll notice that the objective in the upper right-hand corner of the screen here has updated to tell us both where we're going, which is Beta Quasad, and what our objective is. So we'll go ahead and do that. Conveniently, Beta Quasad is located directly next to the Citadel. One of the things that I had to implement for the mission system was random selection of systems, which is a little harder than you'd expect. But you definitely don't want to be sending all of the new players doing the combat tutorial to the exact same system. It would be completely overloaded and would just be a total mess. So currently it's splitting them up among the 8 border systems of the Citadel. What I eventually expect to be the case is I expect that there will be, don't quote me on this, but I expect there will be 4 or 5 neighboring systems to the Citadel that are also core systems, so that have multiple servers. And then most of the tutorial work will take place within the Citadel and those surrounding core systems, so there will never be a chance for tutorial missions to have any sort of overflow or jittery performance or anything like that. Okay, cool. So we could just go ahead and, find Beta Quasad on the map, but oh man, it would be so hard. I have no idea where it is. We could look for it the way we normally do, which is like rotating around all these stars, but that's going to take forever to find it. We probably never will. So one of the cool things that has been implemented for the mission system is the new quick warp menu. And there's a little visual bug there with the "you are here" that I'm still working out, but the quick warp menu tells you everything you can warp to in a system, and this is particularly important for missions, which I'll show you once we get to the neighboring system. But basically the way I'm accessing this is I'm holding down spacebar, and then I'm just scrolling with the mouse wheel. So if you just hit spacebar and then you release it, nothing's going to happen. Or if you're, down in La La Land down here, you can just scroll all the way to the bottom and release and not worry about warping off somewhere. So it's a pretty safe UI. Yeah, but so basically the way this works is you highlight whichever option you want and release. And then you'll start aligning and warp off to where you're going. Alright, so we're entering Beta Quasad here. You can already probably see what the mission indicator is in space. So if we hover over this, we can see that this is the tutorial for combat, and we can warp to it that way. Basically works the same way that planets or anomalies do. One of the nice things is that it's fully integrated with the quick warp system, so if you have a mission, you can warp to it this way. The other thing to note is that those missions are only going to be visible to the player who got the mission, so other players in the system will not be able to warp to your mission. But we'll go ahead and use the quick warp menu, because I didn't make it for nothing, and we'll go ahead and warp off to our mission. Alright, so we warp in here, and it looks like there's a bit of a wreckage field. And you'll notice that our objective up in the upper right-hand corner updated to reflect that we're now at the mission. So it says to search the wreckage field for clues about what happened to the patrol. Spooky. So we're going to go ahead and look around this wreckage field for anything out of the ordinary. Wonder what it could be. One thing to note is that I do need to update all of the wrecked ship models because they are currently just the Syndicate Freighter and the Cavani Cruiser. which suggests that the Syndicate and Cavani just suck or something, which is not the case. So you can expect that by the time the mission system is released, I'll have some more models in here. But oh, what's this? So, Corsac black box. It is literally just a black cube. That's going to be updated as well before release. But you'll notice that this is a yellow tracker. Basically, when you see something yellow in a mission, it's one of your objectives. So we can go ahead and access the ship logs. So we get the patrol ship log popping up here. As usual for a system this close to the core, we have not found any unusual activity. Captain Torelli will be pleased to note that this asteroid field is... Wait, Biggs, do you see that reading? We need to get out of here now before... Oh no. It's kind of cliche, but I think it's a good introduction to combat. So we dismiss the message and... Oh no, it's an ambush. Destroy the attacking drones. So combat music starts up, and in general, this wouldn't be me in a Paragon. This would be a brand new player in a Stratos. So this is going to be a little harder than just, completely annihilating them like the Paragon with a Tier 5 Afterburner and Rapid Fire 5 can do. Yeah, it's just a quick little introduction to combat. In the base tutorial, they already learned how to shoot. So there's not much we really need to do to teach players about that. And it's pretty self-explanatory what needs to happen here. Destroy them. And now our mission objective has updated again. Collect a little bit of loot. So now we need to return to Eros Torelli in the Corsac field office. So before I do that, I'm going to show off one little other thing about the mission system. So missions are provisioned on the fly. So basically, when you warp to a mission, the mission is spawned in for you. And then when you leave the mission is going to despawn. So as long as you're at a mission site, it's all going to be there, everything's going to be fine. But as soon as you leave and you don't have an active goal in that mission site, it's going to disappear. And you can see that there is no option to warp to the mission anymore. And if you look around for the marker, it's gone. Because we've completed that objective. There's no reason to go back there. But now we'll go ahead and warp off to the Citadel, which is where Eros Torelli is waiting for us. So we're back at the Citadel. We're going to go ahead and land here. Ah, good. I can show another new thing that's been implemented for the missions update. So basically whenever you enter a system or a station, you'll be able to see this little billboard that has information on all of the agents who are advertising that they're looking for workers. So any agent that doesn't have any reason to be ashamed or scared of what they're asking people to do will publicly advertise themselves here. So most faction agents will. There will be certain individuals who maybe don't want everyone to know what they're up to, and so they will not be advertised there. You'll have to look for them. Those will probably be implemented a little later once I have a good library of missions. So we'll head back to the Corsac field office here, and we'll go ahead and talk to Eros Torelli again. There's that yellow exclamation point to let us know that we need to talk to him. You're back already. Did you find out what happened to the patrol? And, we could do two things here. I'm just going to say nothing yet, just for the heck of it. Basically he'll just say that, and you can talk to him again. The patrol was ambushed by drones. I never thought I would see the day the drones would venture so close to the core, and now here we are. The drones have always been a threat, but they've always been on the fringes of society. For an attack to occur so close, it could be the start of something much worse. Corsac will need to get to the bottom of this before it gets out of hand. You're proven in combat, which is more than a lot of our pilots can say. If you want to help us figure out what's going on, you know where to find me. and the mission's complete. So he gives us a little send-off text, and you'll notice the mission complete dialog is green. We got a couple notifications there for the credits earned and as well as the standing that we've earned. So that's the combat tutorial. You'll notice that Aerostrelli was hinting at something in his dialogue there about this being the start of something. And that's absolutely going to be the case. It might not be with the first release of missions, but I do intend to have main quest lines for every faction in the game. I hope for them to be really good ways to introduce people to what I want to be a very rich and deep lore to the game and to the universe. So one of the ways I'm going to do that is through these main quest lines for the different factions, and the Corsic one is being hinted at there by Aerostrelli. He will be very important later. But for now, we're going to go ahead and jump into the second part of missions. So that was a non-repeatable mission. So you do that mission once, and then you're done. There are also repeatable missions given by a class of NPCs called agents. So there are 6 tiers of agents. You'll notice that there are 5 tiers of each faction. And so there are tier 1 through 5 agents, and there's also tier 0 agents for each faction. So if you're anywhere above this little X, you'll be able to access agents for that faction. And you can accept missions from them to improve your standing, earn credit rewards, and earn other rewards, especially as you go higher up in the number of in the tier that you have with a faction. The higher your tier, the better missions that you'll get, and the better rewards that you'll get, and the more challenging that the missions will be. So the only agent that is currently implemented is Test Agent here, and Test Agent is a tier 0 Corsic agent. So we'll go ahead and see how this works. So basically they'll just give a little introduction, and then you can say, I'm looking for work. And they're going to pop up with options of missions that you can select. So currently there's only a single tier 0 Corsic mission implemented called Defend the Transport. It's a very classic sort of mission. You'll see in a couple minutes here. In general, however, an agent will present you with 3 options. And those 3 options, you can choose whichever one of them you want. And then if you finish one of those, the missions will recycle and prevent you 3 new ones. So this is a way to sort of give you an option of which mission you want, while also making it so you can't just repeat the same mission over and over again. There's always a chance that those 3 missions are not going to include the one that you want, and then you'll have to wait like a day before the missions reset again. So we're going to go ahead and select this Defend the Transport mission, and if we complete it, we'll get 500 credits and 50 Corsic standing. So we got our little mission received notification, and you'll notice in the upper right hand corner we've got oh, hi everyone. We've got a new mission in our mission tracker. So this mission is located in Tau Jatir, which conveniently is another system located directly next to the Citadel. So we'll go ahead and warp there and get started. Alright, so while we're warping in here, we can go ahead and read sort of the mission description. A Corsic transport took engine damage and is currently stranded in a potentially hostile region of space. Travel to its location and ensure it is able to complete its repairs safely. And our objective is to go to the location of the stranded transport. So we're in the system. The mission is right here, so we'll go ahead and warp there. And as we come out of warp, there's the stranded transport, and it contacts us. Hello, can you read us? Fantastic. We were starting to get worried no one would show up. We're almost finished with the repairs to our propulsion systems, but we have been picking up strange readings on our long-range scans. Oh no. Hopefully it's nothing, but the fact that you're here makes us all feel a lot safer. Just hold tight, and we'll all be out of here in no time. So some of you might recognize this transport model. This is actually the Trade Union Freighter. I've reused it and just slapped on a Corsair insignia. Nothing really wrong with that because the same model of ship will be used by different factions realistically. So we're waiting for the transport to complete its repairs when all of a sudden, drones just exited warp right in front of us. Pilot, we need your help here. We can't do anything until we get our engines back online. And so the drones are attacking the transport, and it's your job to protect them. So we'll go ahead, help them out. Take out one drone. You'll notice that the little counter on the mission dialog in the upper right will increment every time we take out a drone. Alright, so now we're waiting for the transport to complete its repairs. And now there are 3 drones attacking. So you've probably figured out sort of what this mission's all about now. This is sort of a pretty standard wave-based combat sort of mission. So you have an objective to defend, and you have waves that will come at you, and it's your job to destroy the waves before they destroy the objective. One thing that I have not implemented yet is that I do want this mission to be failable, and I want missions in general to be failable, because I think having that bit of risk makes it more rewarding when you actually do complete it. So what I mean by that is, I want it to be possible for the wave of drones to actually destroy the transport, and for you to fail and have to hang your head in shame, lose some Corsair standing, and have to go back and try again later. So here's the last wave of drones who have come for the transport. Take them out. And again, this is a tier 0 mission. In general, tier 0 missions will be completed by newer players, which is why they're easier. So like if this were a tier 4, tier 5 mission, you'd expect there would be multiple transports, drone cruisers, stuff like that. Crazy things going on. Take out this last guy. Don't want to hit the transport. Boom. Their engines are back. They warp off. Tell us thanks. And now our objective is updated to return to the agent we started at to complete the mission. So we'll go ahead and warp on back to the Citadel. Alright, we're back on the Citadel now, heading towards the agent. One thing I did want to mention is that I really do want missions to be a way for not only individual players to play the game for PvE content, but I would like to really make it work for groups as well. So currently, there's no way to warp to your friends or squad up or anything like that. One thing that I think is going to be very important for missions is to add in this sort of functionality so that players can actually do missions together, because otherwise there's no way for, say, your friend to get to your mission, since missions are individual. You get them individually, but I do want it to be possible for other players to help you out if you let them. So we'll go ahead and we see that yellow exclamation point. We'll talk to test agent here, and there we go. We've finished defend the transport. We've gotten our 50 Corsair standing. We've received our credits, and that's it. And if we wanted to, we could talk to her again, get another mission, but we're not going to do that right now. So yeah, that's really it. All I have for you so far. These first couple missions were really important. The combat tutorial was implementing individual combat zones and provisioning on the fly for missions. Spawning ships and missions, lots of really interesting work. And then for the mission that we just did, defend the transport, that was implementing a lot of the repeatable sort of goals and all the system for accepting missions from agents and for doing missions over and over. So all of that work has now been done, and that means that a lot of the work remaining is to just work on implementing new missions, different types of missions, different types of mission goals, and different things to do to make them interesting, and lots of different dialogue, lots of just different parts of the lore to implement. So I'm really excited about all of that because I can finally start fleshing out sort of the world of this game more, make it a more of a personal experience, make it more of a really a lived-in universe with all these NPCs, which will have different personalities, all these missions, which will have different objectives and reveal new, different things about the universe. Really excited to start doing that and to start bringing that more into the game, so it will feel more like a full game. And as we approach beta, that's really important. So yeah, thank you all for listening to this dev blog, and I hope it was informative. I hope it was interesting. Please let me know if you want me to keep doing stuff like this. I hope that I do this sort of thing for every big new feature that is coming into the game. Hopefully that'll be maybe once a month that I can make these long form videos. Although I am going to be still focusing on just, getting down and doing all the coding work. If you're interested in this game and you haven't played it before, it's on Roblox. The link is in the description below. You can join the Discord server to learn more. I post daily dev updates in the Discord server. That is also linked below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.